Hey guys, how are we all? Welcome back to AFC Game by Game. It has been quite a while. It really has been since I've made a video. It's been about, what's it been, 3 months since the end of the season. I took the summer off just for, I wouldn't say personal reasons. It was more the fact that I just kind of wanted to have a break from making videos just to focus on other projects that I've got outside from AFC Game by Game, outside from YouTube and Arsenal Fan TV and all that stuff. Wanted to focus on that stuff whilst I had the time away from uni. But I am back today previewing tomorrow's match against Liverpool. And I think the way I'm going to work this out is we'll take a look at everything I've missed over the summer. So started off with the rather minimal amount of transfers we've had. We haven't quite seen the players come in that we wanted to. And essentially we go into this game against Liverpool. Frankly, we are unprepared, massively unprepared. First point of order, Per Mertesacker was named club captain today, which, I think that will come to the dismay of some fans. Personally, I was very frustrated with that because it just coincides with all the previous captains we've had over the past couple of years. Started with Thomas Vermaelen, really, a player that was on the periphery of the first team. He moved to Barcelona, and then it just went to Mikel Arteta, who then didn't get many opportunities within the squad. Now it's gone to Per Mertesacker, and he's out for 4 months. We probably won't see him until about January, February in 2017. And I mean, even when he is back, if we do end up signing Mustafi with Rob Holding coming through, because is to get more time to team Koscielny, Gabriel, all performing if they can do, with Gabriel now being injured. I mean, is there going to be a place for Mertesacker in this Arsenal team? Don't get me wrong, I can completely understand the logic behind why we've made Per Mertesacker captain. Former German international, had over 100 appearances for Germany. Fantastic defender in his prime, has done some excellent service for this club, but he's a very limited player at this moment in time. And I would much rather have a long-term captain and just throwing names about Aaron Ramsey, Jack Wilshere, someone in that mould that is going to be at the club for hopefully the long term, someone that's going to have a regular chance in the first team. And don't quote me on Jack Wilshere, because a couple of years ago I did kind of see him as that spearhead figure for Arsenal, but given his injury record, he's kind of got to prove himself before he can be mentioned as a potential Arsenal captain. But I mean, I'm disappointed with it as a whole. I mean, that's just my take on it. I would much rather have had someone come in that is going to be there for the long term and that is going to be a leader in this Arsenal team. I hate to say that the captain is, such an important thing, but despite lots of people saying that, if you don't need the armband, a piece of cloth around your bicep to kind of prove that you are a leader on the pitch, and every player should be a leader within the team. I think it just massively helps to have someone in that Tony Adams, John Terry kind of role, someone that is going to be a leader on the pitch, and someone that will take the pressure off of Arsene Wenger in some ways. But that aside, we bought in Granit Xhaka at the end of May, and I haven't spoken about that yet. To be honest, when we bought him in from Mönchengladbach, I didn't know a lot about him, and to be honest, I still don't know a great deal about him, even though he's an Arsenal player. I watched him in the Euros, was very, very efficient for Switzerland. Got a few man of the match performances. He's a very dynamic midfielder, very good at passing the ball, but very good at spraying it, very good in defensive capabilities. Someone that I would hope is going to bring out the best in Aaron Ramsey. He's going to have that Mikel Arteta kind of role that he had in 2013-14, someone that is going to assist Aaron Ramsey and bring out the best of him, like I say. But it remains to be seen whether Ramsey is actually going to get a place in this team. And I refer to the Liverpool game in this instance because with El Nene playing so well across pre-season, for me, it's going to be a real struggle to get Ramsey in. And I mean, we looked very unbalanced last season, I think, when Ramsey was in the side. And with El Nene, we just looked such a calmer team. I mean, you might even question if Granit Xhaka is going to get in the side, but you would assume, given his big money move, given that he's been quite heavily involved in pre-season, he would slot straight into the starting 11. A few other players that we brought in, Rob Holding, didn't know anything about him before we signed him, but been very impressed with him over pre-season. He got that goal against Chivas, I think it was. I may be wrong on that one, but he's been very impressive across pre-season. Of course, it is just pre-season. We can't judge it too heavily. It's going to be a totally different ball game when we go out there tomorrow, and we've either got a centre-back partnership of Callum Chambers and Nacho Monreal, or Chambers and Holding. I mean, it's going to be, it could be a rather torrid time. And it's so ironic that this time last year, pretty much we played Liverpool with a centre-back partnership of Callum Chambers and Gabriel, which was absolutely horrendous, but we managed to keep a clean sheet. God knows how we managed to do that. But we do go into this game very unprepared. As I say, we've had months upon months to bring in what we need. We needed a striker. We need a centre-half. We're on the verge of apparently signing Mustafi. I won't believe that until it's in writing and on the Arsenal website, but it does look like something that could potentially be done in the coming days, which would be a very good signing for me. And it does raise the question, really, if Mertesacker, if Gabriel hadn't got injured, would we actually be in for Mustafi? It does worry me in that sense that we've left it so late to go in for these players. Just imagine if we'd have got Mustafi in a month ago, we'd have bedded him into the squad, have had a good pre-season behind him, and we'd go into this Liverpool game very, very prepared. We've also been linked with Riyad Mahrez. Scored today for Leicester in their defeat at the KC Stadium. But I don't know. I struggle to believe that we're actually going to sign Riyad Mahrez. I don't really believe that we'll sign any big name player. I do expect the unexpected in a way, as I have done with the past couple of seasons where we've brought in Petr Cech, Alexis Sanchez, Mesut Ozil. I certainly didn't expect those kind of signings as an Arsenal fan over the past decade, really. But to see them come in, to see us spending this kind of money, it does leave me with a little bit of optimism heading into these final weeks of the transfer window. But we should have brought these players in earlier. We should have gone into the season prepared. The fact that we've left it until the day before the Liverpool game to announce our captain, I mean, I think that's just abysmal, the way that we go into this game with such naivety against a very good Liverpool team, I think, under Jurgen Klopp. They've had a mixed pre-season, had a fantastic victory against Barcelona, and then they went and lost 4-0 the following day. So that really tells you how Liverpool have been over the past couple of years. But under Jurgen Klopp, they're building a very fast, very energetic side. Defensively, very, very questionable. They brought in Matip. I think it's going to be a very solid centre-half for them. Very shrewd transfer they got there. Free transfer from Schalke, I believe. And then they brought in Wijnaldum and Mane. Very Liverpool-esque transfers. With all respect to those players, I think they're good players, but they're not at the level that I suppose I would want if I were a Liverpool fan. I'd want to be signing world-class players, not players that have just been really good for Southampton or a relegated Newcastle, because I would want that little bit more if I was to be a Liverpool fan, as I say. But it's an exciting Liverpool side. It's one that's going to cause us problems. They've been very energetic over the past season under Jurgen Klopp. They're going to cause us problems. Undoubtedly at the Emirates Stadium tomorrow. And I'll get into my team lineup next, because I think that's one of the most controversial points heading into this match. And the centre-back partnership is going to be the most talked about point. A lot of people being thrown loads of different names at that, but I think it's just going to be obvious now with the injury to Gabriel that we will be seeing a centre-back pairing of Callum Chambers and Robert Holding. They played together at the Toulon tournament over the summer. I can't really comment on that because I didn't watch it, but they do have that understanding. They're both English. They're both very, very young, so that could be a problem for us. Both very, I wouldn't say Callum Chambers is inexperienced, but he doesn't have a wealth of experience as centre-back, given that he's played a lot of games at right-back. But I will hold my hands up and say that I've been calling out for him to start a centre-half, so I'm excited to see him start in that position if he does indeed get the nod in this game. But Holding, for me, has been very convincing over pre-season. So for me, he'll slot in alongside him. Two natural centre-halves, both English. There should be a good understanding. The fullbacks, Hector Bellerin and Monreal, they pick themselves. But we could see ourselves lining up with Nacho Monreal alongside Callum Chambers or Rob Holding. That would be an interesting one. Monreal, a couple of seasons ago when we were playing with him and someone like Mertesacker at home to United and we lost 2-1, that was not a time that I wanted to see Monreal start a centre-half. But I think he's shown that at times he's capable of playing in that position. I'd be a little bit more open to the idea of it if we were playing someone like West Brom at home, but we're not. We're playing Liverpool, an exciting Liverpool team, like I say, with lots of talent going forward. So we need a strong defence. And I think the way that we're going to protect our defence is by playing Granit Xhaka and Mohamed El Nene in front of them. I don't think this is a game that's suited for Aaron Ramsey, because I don't trust him to sit in front of I don't trust him to sit in front of the defence. That's what I'm trying to say. Whereas with El Nene and Xhaka, they're going to sit in front of the defence. They've got very good passing ability. It should work dividends for us, in my opinion. So those two sitting in front of the defence, we should provide a lot of cover and a lot of reassurance to Rob Holding and Callum Chambers if they are to start this game. Then in front of them, I've been really debating who I want to see start on the right-hand side. Obviously, I want to see Mahrez there. But I think it's going to be a toss-up between Chamberlain and Theo Walcott. And I was really... I wouldn't say I was surprised with how Theo Walcott played in pre-season. He was disappointing. He had one high point, that goal against Manchester City. He looked underwhelming at times, but I think the way he linked up with Alexis Sanchez just in that split second against Man City it's just a glimpse of what could potentially happen this season between those two. And I remember when Theo Walcott came back from his injury and he made that Instagram post saying that Theo Walcott and Alexis Sanchez were going to tear up the wings of the Premier League. That is still something that could be a very real possibility, except Alexis Sanchez plays in that striking role, Theo Walcott on the right-hand side. Because for me, there's a definite understanding that the pace, the talent going forward in those two would be supreme. And Walcott does have talent. I don't think there's any denying that. It's just a case of unearthing it. He doesn't know how to play football at times. And he needs to put a lot more effort in, because he is a player that has been at the club for a decade now. This is 10 years down the line, his make or break season, because he was disappointing last campaign, very disappointing. I was calling for him to go. With the news that Welbeck's going to be out until the new year, I mean, Walcott has had one last chance to prove himself at Arsenal. If he is to start this game, I want to see him put his sleeve on the line, really, which I know is such a cliche saying, but he has to be showing some effort at least, even if he doesn't have the best of games. But I think I'm going to be opting for Oxlade-Chamberlain to start this match. So many ex-Southampton players in this squad, losing count. Oxlade-Chamberlain starting on that right-hand side with Santi Cazorla through the middle in that central attacking midfield role. And you could argue it could be a toss-up between Santi Cazorla or Aaron Ramsey in that position behind the striker. But for me, Cazorla has been incredible over pre-season. He's one of those more senior players on the pitch going into his 30s now. He's got so much talent to offer, so much to bring to this Arsenal team. And then we can bring on someone like Aaron Ramsey to shut the game up if we need to, someone that will provide that energy, that reassurance going forward. And if we do need another goal, he's an option that we've got off the bench. On the left-hand side, Alex Iwobi, big number 17, absolutely fantastic across pre-season, was one of our best players towards the back end of last season, along with Mohamed El-Nene. He is guaranteed a place in this team. For me, I don't think I need to talk too much about him, but such an exciting player. With him and Chamberlain on the wings, I mean, that could reap the rewards for us. I just hope that they play really well. And up top, it's going to be Alexis Sanchez for me. He was... I thought he played really well against Man City in the pre-season friendly, and that's all it is, a pre-season friendly. As I say, it's going to be a totally different story against Liverpool. I hope that they don't find him out as such, but he's going to offer so much energy, so much flair going forward. And you know that in that position, he's not going to be isolated, because at some point he will get involved in the game. He will make himself known on the pitch. My one concern is he might drop a little bit too deep, try to collect the ball from his own half, and we end up going on a counter-attack with no one really up there. So another option could be to play Theo Walcott, who you know will kind of goal hang at times. We've got Chuba Akpom as well, who scored a lot of goals across pre-season, as he typically always does. But we've got a few options up top. Just a shame that it's not a kind of out and out goal scorer that we need in this Arsenal team. It's a shame that Olivier Giroud is going to be absent for the game. We've got no Koscielny. We can't think it's a very good Liverpool side, as I say. And I wouldn't say I'd take a draw from tomorrow's game, as the first game of the season has proven. For Arsenal, we do struggle. We look very unconvincing at times. Not too long ago, we lost on the opening day to Aston Villa, 3-1. That was embarrassing, to say the least. The following season after that, we scraped by against Crystal Palace thanks to a last gasp goal from Aaron Ramsey. And then last season, I don't want to talk about that loss to West Ham. That was absolutely horrible. But let's hope it starts off a bit more brightly tomorrow. It's going to be a very tough game against a strong Liverpool team under Jurgen Klopp. I want to start in the right way. I mean, we've seen some very peculiar results. City struggled at home to Sunderland. Leicester lost away at the KC. It's got the writings of a very, very, very open season yet again. We've got to hit the ground running, go out there with a statement with 3 weeks left in the transfer window. If we can get a win under our belt against this Liverpool team, then that will be a massive confidence boost, especially heading into that Leicester game next week, where we've got to be getting a win there as well, racking up the points. It's a very difficult start to the season, one of the most difficult I think we've had in some time. But yeah, I was going to say I'm confident, but I'm not. I mean, even if we don't win tomorrow, then at least we've seen Gary Lineker in his pants tonight on Match of the Day. That'll be something to look forward to. But anyway, guys, please get your score predictions in the comments box below. Again, I'm going to go for... I'll be optimistic. I'll say a 2-1 win for Arsenal. I don't think we're going to keep a clean sheet. Going to be a very, very tough game, very tight game, very, 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 very exciting fixture it should be for the neutral. But yeah, like I say, get your score predictions in the comments box below. Again, apologies that this wasn't more of a formal, professionally done video, but I have been incredibly pushed for time over the past couple of months. I hope that I'm able to keep this a reoccurring thing over the course of the season. Drop a like on it if you have enjoyed it, but this was again just something I was going to put out there just for you to get the lowdown on tomorrow's game. But as I say, a like would go a long way. Please just subscribe to the channel if you are new, and yeah, enjoy the game, and I'll be speaking to you very, very soon.